Hey everyone, this is Nate Wan with Product Marketing Leader, and this is Marketing Smarketing, a podcast where we discuss marketing and strategies to help you grow your business. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Marketing Smarketing, everyone. Again, I'm Nate Wan, Creative Production Lead here at Product Marketing Leader, and I'm here with Sal.
Hi, I'm Sal Unicorn, Marketing Coordinator here at Product Marketing Leader.
Today, we're talking about, Sal, we're talking about the subject of data-driven decisions.
Numbers, my favorite thing.
Numbers, spreadsheets.
Stuff that gets me super excited. And if I can be more sarcastic, I'll try to be.
You know, it's definitely boring when you talk about it. And the more you get into the business of numbers, business spreadsheets, and how it helps business, it does get more exciting. And then you are.
Absolutely. It's got its purpose. It's got its place. It's super valuable. Just not my favorite thing.
All right, cool. Yeah, so basically, data-driven decisions. We're talking about the importance of the power of measurement and making sure that if you're operating a business, you're trying to get your sales up, you're trying to get your leads up. We're trying to nothing really matters unless you can see the results of what you're doing, and then from those results improve or act based off those results. And that's just really how you be efficient in the market. But anyways, let's just jump right in before we get too far. Let's take a look at the video. This is Pat, and we're talking about just measurable results. So let's take a look at that.
I always want to see stats, right? I look at, how many people connected on after a campaign does. I look at my activity on LinkedIn under my post. Each post, how many likes did I get? I engage with the people that liked it when it made sense. How many impressions did I get? How many, lead forensic leads that I get this month or whatever, because without having the data, right, or the insight into what you're doing and measuring it, then you can't modify, change, or experiment. In other words, if something's not working, I want to know. Number one, I want to know.
Yeah.
Number two, I want to
message.
Number two, I want to know why. And I'm not, the smartest guy in the entire world. So if I can't fix it, it's going in the trash.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's because it's just like we talked about, it's a number game to build the suspects, qualified leads in our pipeline, but then we build more and more quality. It's the same thing in all my processes. If I've got a process that's not producing, wasting my time, and even potentially having a negative impact, it goes. And that's why it's worth it. It doesn't, it's the kind of stuff I do on a Saturday. I'm having a glass of wine or something. I look and it's like, I can figure that stuff out pretty quickly. I don't have to create big reports like, ERP clients where they need report writers for insights so they can make business decisions and all that. And it's really deep. Our stuff is not that deep in sales and marketing, right? In my opinion. If we had a company, you and I owned a company, and, we had a big marketing consulting firm, totally different, but that's not our world.
Right.
We're lean, fast, and we want to close more deals. Nothing else matters. So, keep that message library doc, that's like, for the best messages. That's just your spreadsheet where you've got the bit.ly link for your post, the message, get a little lead-in message. So all you have to do is copy and paste it. Do you know what I mean? So when we post, we're doing it in order, right? High to level.
Right.
We're doing it over 2 months, one a day. And then we're recycling it. But we have to save time. So we create a bit.ly link. We put it on a spreadsheet or a Word doc right next to what our little lead-in is. Check out this new functionality and job planner solutions for Acumatica clients, right? And you've got your little bit.ly link there. Well, even that little thing I just said, I want to copy and paste that. I don't want to go post something and say, okay, what do I write? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that one because I got a lot of tutorial libraries. So I go, hey, I like that line. Hey, just check out our
that stuff. It's make sure it's on the website in order, like we're talking about, Beth. That's critical, but that is awesome. Those are awesome things to post.
All right, so we just saw the video. We're talking with Pat about just kind of marketing stuff and just getting those measurements in. First thing we should point out is just the importance of measurement. John talks about it. I feel like back, I wasn't really alive back then, but back in the day, it wasn't, numbers and measurement wasn't huge. It was just, running your business. But it seems like as we go on, as technology evolves and grows, and as, companies and these markets get more and more competitive, you kind of have to lean into it. You have to, or else you're going to get left behind. It's almost like when we talk about AI. I'm not going to bring up AI again. We talked a lot about it on our last episode, and I'm sure we'll talk about it again. But it's you got to keep up, and the number one way to do it is to analyze what you're doing. Scrap out the failures, and make your job, make your company efficient. So
absolutely, yeah. Not just marketing, not just businesses. I feel like everything in life is super data driven. When we're recording this towards the beginning of the new year, so New Year's resolutions are a big thing. Keeping up with stuff. So like for me, I'm a big cyclist, and I'm always, every time I do a ride, I'm recording my stats, my cadence, my speed, the power output I'm doing, and all of it, trying to figure out how to get better. John's right. It's the same in marketing as well, and sales, making sure you're tracking those metrics and trying to find the gaps, trying to find the weak spots, areas that you can improve in. Super crucial. Yeah. That is, listening to John at least encourages the person in me that doesn't like numbers to maybe dig into them a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, and a good way to see that in real life, like, you apply it. It's not just numbers. You apply it in real life. Is John talks about, we talk a lot about LinkedIn in these videos here. And, one thing to look at is the traction, and LinkedIn makes it, purposely tells you, hey, this is how many people you connected with. This is how much, traction you got with this. And then something that he points out in the video is, how many people stay connected after a certain campaign that you're doing. Like when you do something, when you're posting things, when you're sending those messages out, how many people are connecting, what types of people are connecting. And so it's definitely crucial to focus in on those numbers, but LinkedIn is a way to make it connect, those numbers turn into people, and those people turn into potential prospects and leads,
Yeah, I feel like LinkedIn's the ever great connector between different platforms, and whether it's trying to get people to your website, or helping people find content off email campaign. Yes, super crucial to track those metrics. And you're talking about everything kind of has tracking nowadays. Like whatever platform you're using probably has some way to track the analytics from it. Internally, we use MailChimp. I'm no email marketing expert, but like, I can easily access the metrics of our email campaigns and see how they're performing, with what's happening with them. So LinkedIn, I know they have their own. There's some cheap and free alternatives as well that are like third party options for that. But yeah, at anything you do marketing related nowadays, I feel like has some way of tracking the metrics on it. Even this podcast tool that we use to record our episodes has all the metrics built into it that we can review it, and still our hearts are content.
Yeah, and I haven't dived into that either. We use on the product marketing leader side, we create a lot of content. Something we create is click through demonstrations, which is a huge when you have a marketing, the market is out there, and you have the internet is filled with blogs and videos and just all types of posts and content. A click-through demonstration is one of those things that kind of differentiates from the group. It's like, oh, it's not a blog, it's not a video, but it's it's something that you can interact with. It's pretty cool. We host it through Novatic, and Novatic has a lot of those things that you can track. And it's basically, people go in there, they go to the link, they click through a demonstration, almost like a tutorial for a new software that you're using. But they can track who's doing that. They can tell you how many people finished the click through versus how many people quit halfway through. And that's what that kind of leads to this next part that we want to discuss here. And that they kind of talked about in the video is making sure that you use those numbers and you adjust based off of that. So you read that data, you say, okay, who are we marketing to versus who's actually interested, and work based off of that.
So you just don't collect all these numbers and then give them to a person who enjoys looking at numbers. We actually have to do something with it then. Oh man, it's almost foolish to just let all that data and information and those numbers that you're collecting just fall to the wayside. And like sticking with LinkedIn, with our own internal LinkedIn stuff, after like a month maybe of running one style kind of style of a post, if it's not connecting, if we're not seeing the impressions there and the engagement, we're not going to keep that up. Like let's maybe we don't cancel that or can that idea entirely, but we shift at least. Like, well, maybe if we did this tweak to it, it'll help connect with our audience better. There has been times where it has been just a full can, where it's like, nope, it's done. It got the axe, because it's not engaging with people. And then there's other stuff where it's just kind of some one-off stuff that we've posted, and it's created a lot of interaction and engagement on LinkedIn. And it's like, how can we replicate that? What else needs to happen there? How can we capitalize on something that's really connecting with the people who follow our account? So there's a lot of benefits to seeing those numbers and allowing you to shift and adjust in your social media strategy, email strategy as well. You can run all those A/B tests in email that you want to, and you can see the stats of which is performing better with your audiences. So yeah, if you just take those numbers in, if it's a lot of wasted time, energy, and effort just to let them sit by the wayside and do nothing with it.
Yeah. It's both. It's also a lot of work to use it and get into that, which is why marketing in itself is, a big job. Some companies have whole teams, and it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things where if you're consistent, you see the results with the consistency. So that's another cool thing about the marketing. So with that point, making sure that you're adjusting based off of those things. When you adjust it, make sure it's simplified. You don't want to make it more complicated for yourself. I think that they talk about that in the video a little bit there too.
As you're reviewing the numbers and the data and you're making those adjustments, it's helping you create better quality content for your potential customers or end users. So even back into LinkedIn, like, if we're posting stuff that's not creating engagement and people aren't interacting with, and we just keep posting that over and over and over, there's an opportunity, a chance that it may connect at one point, like months, years down the road. But you're going to get better traction if you start shifting whatever you're posting, whatever content you're creating, and making those tweaks. And that'll be better quality content in the eyes of the people who are engaging with your platform, with your videos, whatever it may be. So that data helps you refine, helps you improve. And I think it's important, like, in the keeping things simple. John talks about keeping it simple, but how to do that is as you apply the data you're seeing, doing it in small increments. Don't change your whole marketing strategy around whenever you see we got to completely rework how we're doing emails because we have no one engaging with it. You're more than welcome to do that if you want, but I feel like it's best and simple to just tweak one thing, run with it for a bit. Did that help? Did that hinder? Did it become worse? Okay, let's tweak something else. It's the high school science experiments. Adjust the one variable here and there, and see what the results are after that one adjustment to help you to continue and improve there.
Exactly. You're simplifying for efficiency. You make those small adjustments. You make sure that you become more and more efficient, so that you're saving time, so you can do more work that gets you more leads. Now, we talk about quality. I think we should address something that I feel like I think about all the time, because I feel like there's balance between quality, but different types of quality. So we're talking quality of a blog versus the quality of the in that blog. So I keep switching between, we don't need to worry about the quality of the blog. We just need to get as many out there so that people see it and then see our name. And then once they see our name, we'll become more of we'll build more of a reputation. But then there's also that balance, like you got to have good quality content where what's in that blog does count. And then I think like, well, I wonder if people really care about the grammar of the blog, like who's looking at these blogs, wondering if you need correct grammar or well-written blogs. As long as what you're putting in those blogs is information that the people reading it will walk away and they'll be happy learning that content. So what do you think about that, Sal?
Quality versus quantity. I may have said this even on our last episode. Like I'm a bigger advocate for the quality over quantity. There's definitely value to the quantity and trying to blast as much out there as you can. We handle software sales, so like that's a lot of what our clients do. So if we could blast tons of videos out there, tons of images on LinkedIn, but if it's not actually talking about what exactly that software solution is doing, and it's just like, hey, software X, hey, software X, hey, software X will change your business. Cool. How will it change my business? Like, if the quality isn't there behind it, you're going to just create more brand awareness than you are necessarily actually creating awareness of the quality of products that you have or the quality of information you have to sell. So yeah, there's an argument, a case for both, and they're both valuable. Like, depending on how big your marketing team is, sticking with your blogs. If you got 4 people maybe in your marketing team, or 4 people who are capable of writing blogs, and you're writing one blog every 6 months, maybe you bump it up to a new blog once a month and build up that content library a little bit. And that helps too. I think it was this video that John talks about the whole marketing catalog, or the content catalog, to pull from messaging library, I think is what he called it.
Yeah.
And being able to pull from that and tailoring that to the specific clients you're focusing on. And I think that's super crucial. That helps you have the quantity without losing a lot of the quality that goes with some mass quantity stuff. So yeah, no, there's value to both for sure. Where do you land on that?
You are absolutely right. We did talk about this the last episode, but no, I land on the fact that I feel there's this balance. You got to have a little bit of everything. Like, you got to have the numbers out there, the quantity of content, but then you also need to make sure that you have that quality in there. But I guess what I was thinking about for this thought was, I guess it was just a small question I had in my head this past week, is the grammar, the proper laid out blog concept. Obviously a well laid out blog is easier on the eye and helps a reader get through it well. But as far as it being grammatically correct, I wonder if that's as important as the people who are, the points you're making in that blog.
Yeah. I see what you're getting at. I guess if you were sharing your blog with your AP English teacher from high school, maybe grammar is important. readability is important. So obviously, if your blog is littered with so many grammatical mistakes, it doesn't make sense. People aren't able to read it, and it's not clear. Obviously, that's an issue. But like, does it? If you're questioning, like, does there have to be a comma here? Does it? Is this the right situation for this spot? I think you're okay. There's some more grace there, but even on top of like grammatical, the correctness in your grammar, I think, is the looking at the readability of like how it looks, the view of it, the layout of it. If you have a blog that's like, hey, here's how to solve this, 1, 2, 3, like just even simplifying and bolding the bullet points of the headers for those 3 points, to make your blog more skimmable. We're in a generation where like we want answers now. So as someone Googles problem X and your blog solves for X, they will hit it. They'll read through until they get enough of what they need to solve problem X, and they're good. And sometimes that is skimming through. And again, that's helpful because it's helping set you as the source, a go-to solution for those kind of needs and those kind of problems. So even though someone's not reading every single word of your blog, that's okay. That is how you're allowed to get away with those little minor grammar mistakes here and there. But if it's easy to consume and easy to read, like, you're gonna win potential leads over. Maybe not the next day, but in the next weeks, months, even years sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, didn't want to digress too far. Sorry about that. Look, I guess we could just finish it up. Let's conclude with just the main point here is the last point that I feel like John talks about here in the video is, he's talking. He's in the video. Our stuff is not deep in sales and marketing. So he's talking about the data we're working with. We're not working with the data types where you're going drillable. You're going super deep into the data to find things. We're working with leads that are being converted, and they're actually a little short-lived in their life cycle here. So the important thing here is to remember that in sales, it's all about getting the results. And to get the results, you gotta measure them, and then you have to summarize what we've been talking about here. You got to get the results. You have to find those, read those results, and adjust according to those results. Hopefully, those adjustments will make it more simple and more efficient. You can grow in your company, and just make sure that you have those numbers in mind and focus on your sales data.
Absolutely. No, that's big. It's a big takeaway there right at the end.
Yeah. Cool. So Sal, any other notes before we sign off?
No, I think maybe like a challenge to whoever's listening, like, even in small ways, start tracking what you're doing in your marketing campaigns. You don't have to have 20 bullet points for every single thing you do. Even if LinkedIn, even if it's just like, how many impressions is this kind of post getting me? Like, start tracking something small, so you can start applying that data to your marketing strategy, and you'll see in just even a month, you'll see how much that will help you grow and help you improve what you're doing.
Right. Absolutely. All right. Well, this is Marketing Smarketing. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. If you guys want to learn more, visit us at theproductmarketingleader.com is our website. We're also connected to Pre-Sales Leader and Business Consulting Leader. Find out more at the website. And this has been our podcast. So
we'll see you next episode.
See you next episode.